Hello everyone, this is Kathleen Shattuck with Elven Star Reiki. I am a Reiki Master Teacher, I'm a psychic medium, I am a ordained minister, and I also call myself a galactic shaman. And I thought I would do something a little bit different today. I'm always doing like weekly readings and energy updates, so I thought I'd get into more teaching you guys today about the shamanic principle of soul loss and how this ties into, you've probably heard the term soul retrieval. I'm going to explain what that is and how soul loss affects your energy field, okay, from my, psychic Reiki master shamanic perspective. And I do have this is a channeled message written down a few days ago from my guides. They wanted to come in and just say a little word about, what soul loss is and what you need to understand about the spiritual world when it comes to, humans that are discarnate, that have not crossed over or refused to cross over. So I'm going to go ahead and begin with that, and then we're going to go over some exercises, some visualizations that you can do to protect yourself. I'll also go in a little bit into what a soul retrieval is, what to expect, and how it can bring deeper healing into your life. So let's go ahead and begin with the channeled message. This is from my fairy guides. They say that human attachments are greedy. They poke holes in the auric layers to enter weak spots in the human energy field. It is no surprise that out of nowhere you were feeling just fine, then all of a sudden you find yourself in the absolute worst mood of your life. Cravings for alcohol, suddenly craving junk foods, and addictions like gambling habits are all telltale signs that you do indeed have a form of attachment. A human soul that is earthbound and craving life decides to jump into a human to feel again. They can be protective of their hosts, but make no mistake, they are parasitic in nature. To be earthbound does have limitations, but these souls wait for prime opportunities. Many are lonely, lost, trapped, or in fear, and grab on to the nearest source of comfort, which just happens to be the living. It says protect yourself by the following methods: grounding, clearing, and shielding your aura, and we'll go into that, in a pyramid or other sacred geometrical shape, and filling it with light and venting out the darkness. Attachments lurk around people who are downtrodden, depressed, at a low in their life, with holes in their auras which provide opportunity for them to latch on, and they continually feed. This leaves the host feeling lifeless, drained, hopeless, and often suicidal out of absolutely nowhere, even without any history of depression. So I want to stop right here and give some examples. A good example is somebody is in like perfect health, and they move locations. Say they move into a new house, maybe an old house. It doesn't seem like it's necessarily haunted, but right after moving in that house, that person doesn't feel the same anymore. They're sick all the time. Their mood is completely changed. They're depressed. They start drinking when they weren't really a drinker before. Those are signs of an attachment, okay? And we're talking about a human spirit that has attached onto the living and draining them. These beings are literally eating you alive. Soul loss or soul fragments that have been lost to trauma, especially in cases like PTSD, leave these individuals ripe, open, and ready for any attachment that comes along to take residence. This is where soul retrieval comes in to remove the attachments and begin the process of healing. And that's it for that. So before I show you this pyramid shield and how to do it, I would like to talk a little bit about soul loss. Okay, what is soul loss in the shamanic view? Soul loss is when you experience trauma. And this happens to everyone. It's not that you were weak. Things from childhood, you had a traumatic experience. Quite often, let's just say, for example, a girl, when she was very young, was molested. And what happens in that situation when we have trauma like that, the soul and the brain automatically disassociate to form a protective layer. There's a barrier that gets built into the brain to kind of ward off that traumatic experience so that the person can continue to function. Well, on a soul level, what happens is that there's a piece of your soul that was so ultimately, traumatized that it couldn't handle it. So what it does is it says, F this, I'm out, I do not feel safe, I'm leaving you. And so a fragmentation of your soul actually shoots off and leaves your body. It leaves your body and it goes and it hides in the spirit world where it waits to come back, but only when it feels safe and only really when it gets called to come back. So when a soul fragment leaves your body, okay, say your aura, here's your aura, it's like this whole big bubble. When a fragment leaves your body, that soul piece on its way out rips a huge hole in your aura, okay? And there's space there. Now, there's a big hole, gaping hole, and there's space. So if that trauma is not healed, not dealt with, or worked on, that hole is just going to stay there. And what happens is these discarnated humans, or even thought forms, or worst case scenario, the demonic, what happens is they'll come along and they will see that hole, and that is their prime opportunity to say, hey, there is an opening for me to try to fit in here. And they enter and they latch on and they kind of replace that piece of your soul. So that's why you have people who, were bright and happy all their lives and have like a car accident or, lose someone, someone dies. It's very, special and important to them. They are forever changed and they cannot, be themselves again. They can't find themselves again. And that's because a piece of them is literally missing. So in shamanic healing, what we do is, this is where soul retrieval comes in. Soul retrieval is, first you have to remove the attachment, if there is one. There isn't always. Some people have, varying levels of strength when it comes to their energy field. But if there is an attachment, that of course needs to be removed first. The attachment has to be removed, and shamans who are also Reiki masters like myself, we will use the Reiki energy to, cleanse the wound and heal it and kind of get it prepared for the soul fragment to come in. And then after we've done all that, we will put the client into a, light, trance-like state, either through, like slow drumming or some other kind of meditative music, or even some people do hypnosis to get the, the client in a relaxed state. And then the shaman will also go into a trance, and we will go into the spirit world, find your missing soul fragment, talk to it, and bring it back home to you, essentially. So that is exactly what soul retrieval is. Now, there are some other things that you need to know about soul retrieval. There are a lot of videos and there's a lot of websites that say, oh, you can do soul retrieval yourself. And that is true, you can. But be prepared for what you wish for, because you are getting a piece of yourself back that was so upset, distraught, and terrified that it self-suicided. So what do you think that's going to feel like when that soul comes back to you? all those old feelings are going to dredge up again. You might be stricken with panic attacks, insomnia, nightmares, and not be able to handle it. So I always suggest working with a shaman. Don't try to do it on your own. The integration part is the hardest part about soul retrieval, because say you're that that little girl that was abused when you were young. You're going to have all those horrible feelings come right back at you, even if you're 40 years old. You're going to feel hopeless, lost, scared, terrified, you know used and abused. It's not a good feeling. So you should never ever try to do soul retrieval by yourself. And if you do happen to get a soul fragment back, that's the time where you need to seek out, therapy, whether it's, traditional therapy, psychotherapy, or, see somebody like me, an energy healer that can help you integrate and help calm that soul piece. Those are very, very important parts I wanted to talk about regarding soul retrieval. It's easy. That's the easiest part, is getting that piece to come back. But when it does come back, you're going to be in for it. You'll also find yourself craving things that you haven't craved since, you were the age of the trauma. So, your favorite food when you were, let's say 6, your favorite TV show. You might start wanting to dress different, change your hair. But the goal is, with soul retrieval, the more whole you are, the more powerful you are. When you have a bunch of pieces of yourself that have fragmented, you have not only all these holes in your aura, but you have a depletion and an energy loss within yourself. So the goal is, the shamanic way is to bring all those pieces back for wholeness. And when you're whole, you're not going to experience things like depression and PTSD, which, by the way, is a form of soul loss. And that particular case of soul loss is the lost soul fragment has self-suicided from the main soul, but it is trapped. It is trapped reliving the trauma over and over and over again, kind of in a little sub-dimension. The trauma created the dimension, and the piece is forever stuck in there. And soul retrieval can absolutely work on PTSD. I've seen some pretty miraculous things happen. So if you know anyone struggling with PTSD, I would definitely suggest trying some soul retrieval with a experienced shaman, and also, trying some Reiki along with that shamanic soul retrieval. Very, very healing. So when we have all of our pieces, okay, that we are whole, that is when the ascension process can really start ramping up. We can't leave this dimensional plane without all of our pieces with us, because we need all of that power. So that is why soul retrieval is very, very important in the ascension process. Now, after all that, I am going to show you a shield of protection. This doesn't necessarily relate to soul loss, but it's just if you have any holes, rips, tears, or cracks in your auric field, which most of you watching probably do, you are not at your fullest power to fend off dark energies, human entity attachments, thought forms, and I'll go extreme and say like demonic activity. You should not be doing any psychic work until you learn how to shield and clear properly. Now, this is just one way that you can do it, but this is the first shielding technique that I ever learned, and I thought it was very easy. So I'm going to hold this paper up and show you. Please forgive my crappy handwriting here, but this is a pyramid, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to imagine yourself inside of a pyramid that has 4 walls. So 1 in front, 1 behind, and 2 on the sides. And as you can see, I've marked 4 little dots for you standing in the center, and these are the 4 corners of your pyramid. Okay, once you have that visual of your pyramid, and your pyramid can be made of any substance that you like. I like to use a crystal pyramid. You're going to start breathing in light into your pyramid. You're going to do that through breath work. Okay, you're going to breathe light to start filling up your pyramid with light. And once you have this visualization, you're going to take one more deep breath and blow out, and you're going to imagine that light flushing down like water going down the sink, and you're going to see this dark energy leaving out of those 4 drain holes. And you're going to do this. You're going to fill it up with light through your breath work, and then you're going to blow it out and down out of those vents, and that is going to wash away all negative energy from you. Now, this is the basic, okay? You can get really complicated with this. You can put, say you are a witch. You can do a 5-pointed star on the floor of your pyramid. You could also have any type of crystal that you want to visualize that you feel is a protective crystal. Like maybe you want a black tourmaline pyramid. That would be great. You can also, and I do this as well, I imagine that the sides of my pyramid are mirrored. They're mirrored on the outside, so that anything negative trying to come at me literally bounces right back to where it came from. Only love can enter this pyramid. So take a good look at the pyramid shield, fill it up with light, and blow it out through your breath work, pushing this light down and washing over you and flushing out any dark energies that may be in your auric field. And I have some other really great videos about shamanic soul retrieval and soul loss. I have another YouTube channel. It's my personal YouTube channel. I am going to link my entire playlist for you on there. So if you want to start studying and learning about shamanism, soul retrieval, soul loss, and just go more in depth, I highly encourage you to click on there. I have a few videos from my very dear first Reiki master, Roman Delgado, and he is one that you really want to follow and listen to. He did a couple of podcasts that he sent me, and I saved them on there because it's just really good stuff. Roman is a shaman. He is a brujo, and yeah, he's just a wealth of knowledge about this topic, and Roman actually does soul retrieval too. So anyway, I thought I would do something different today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I do not allow comments on my YouTube because it's such a young channel. I keep getting hit with, like porn links and stuff like that. So if you want to get a hold of me and, learn more about shamanism or have any questions, you can click the link for my Facebook on my main YouTube site there for Elvin Star Reiki, and that'll hook you up to my business site on Facebook, and you can send me a message there. All right, everyone, I hope you are safe, you are well. I'm about to do a new moon in Virgo, or full moon in Virgo video for you next. Hope everybody's great out there and enjoying the buds of spring. I will be back soon, and take care. Bye-bye.